Hi, my name is the Glue Guy, and I am furious.
All right, after the first 100 years in the MIAC conference, the University of St. Thomas got booted this year by the other teams in that conference because they were, well, too good. Games weren't fair anymore, many claimed. Sour taste, I know.
You heard that right. The Saint Thomas Tommies got bullied out of their conference for being too good. As I already said, my name is the Glue Guy. If you're new to this channel and interested in this Saint Thomas story, click that subscribe button right now and you'll be there for the whole story. Speaking about stories, I got one for you. As a Dutchman, I grew up playing soccer. Because of that, in high school during PE, I always had to be goalkeeper because otherwise it would be unfair for the other kids. I know how you feel, Saint Thomas, but instead of what I did, which was trying to hit my ridiculous PE teacher with a soccer ball, Saint Thomas was less childish and took on the challenge. Instead of moving over to another D3 conference, they decided it was time for something bigger. Division 1 football. And who would be better to start that Division 1 adventure with than with the man, the myth, and the legend, Coach Glue. We're here in St. Paul, Minnesota, where out of the ashes of a great Glenn Caruso coach team, a Phoenix will hopefully rise to become a great Division 1 football team. Our biggest rivals will be the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who will be the only other D1 team in the state of Minnesota. We'll be battling them over local recruits, but most importantly, on the field of our great O'Shaughnessy Stadium. Although we are a small school, there's a lot of buzz and history around our team. For a really expensive high-class school amidst of the beautiful Minnesota, campus lifestyle is great, and the school isn't afraid to invest all that tuition money into the athletic facilities. The program tradition is great. It was one of the most successful Division 3 schools ever in most sports. Academically, our school is pretty fine, but we can't expect too much. I mean, most of our budget's going to the sports anyway. Because we're a newcomer in Division 1 football, the interest in our team is high and the media can't wait to cover our Cinderella story. Although in real life the Tommies will be playing in the Summit League, I couldn't get all the teams in the right way, so I decided to play our games in the CUSA Conference, where we'll face teams like Marshall, North Texas and FAU. Of course, the ambitious Tommies won't settle for that and will be looking for a change of conference as soon as the football roster allows it to. Coach Glue is the new kid on the block and people are skeptic after the release of their great former head coach Glenn Caruso. It is our task to make people forget about good old Glenn. Our stadium atmosphere is at an all-time low simply because people expect us to get blown out by a lot of teams in the beginning of our Division 1 football journey. A work-in-progress team like the Tommies doesn't attract the most outstanding high school players. Therefore, they enter their first NCAA Division 1 season while playing a mix of 1 and 2 star athletes together with a big bunch of walk-ons. At this point in time, walk-ons are an insecurity, but I can show you the players that decided they wanted to spend their college years in St. Paul, Minnesota. Our highest rated signing is 2-star JUCO defensive end Dan Alexander, followed up by our best true freshman, Chris Mitchell at cornerback. Undoubtedly kicking away numerous balls this season is our punter Kevin Harris, another JUCO just like our best offensive lineman PJ Red. Our biggest offensive weapon seems to be John Thompson, a JUCO wide receiver. Our defensive line seems to be our strong point defensively, with true freshman Reggie Jackson as another defensive end. At strong safety, we will play, Neil. I will be using Jeremiah Duckett on defense as he is our best middle linebacker, another 2-star true freshman who had a lot of interest from big schools all over the country. Our second throwing target will be Kyle Buchanan, the tall JUCO wide receiver. To further complete our offensive line, Dan Tyler will line up at the guard spot trying to create holes for running back Jason Jones. He'll get all the help he can use from his guard buddy Jeff King. One of our 2 outside linebacker spots is going to be filled by Junior Roberts. At times our offensive can get the touchdowns, Ken King will be trying to get us points with his legs. Our second cornerback will be the 2-star true freshman Kenny Shaw. The leader of our offense looks to be quarterback Alan Rivero, a 6'2" pocket passer out of Ohio. Filling up our cornerback core, Christensen will line up to stop all the wide receivers. Although we don't expect much fireworks on the field, with a name like his, John Hopkins will be expected to do great things in the classrooms of our academic institute. Something that can be said about Matt Rogers. He's just here to hit opposing quarterbacks. Completing our offensive line is Randy Hill. He and the other guards are going to have to fight for the starting center spot. Paul Edwards doesn't look like someone who's going to be starting for us, but we never know what position changes we will see in our team. A good example of that is Joshua Brown, who is our second tight end that may be repositioned to become our fullback. These are the first Division I recruits for the Tommies, the first to set the bar for Division I college football in St. Paul. The walk-ons are added, the players have changed positions, and it's time to start looking at our next load of recruits for next year. Because that's what it's all about. I don't think this year is going to be all that good. Looking at our schedule, it's going to be a tough year. We open up our schedule and our whole year, our Division I journey against our biggest rival in the world, the University of Minnesota. After that, we'll play Northwest at our home turf. And then we'll start into the CUSA conference with a game against Rice, UTEP, a week 8 clash against LSU. Then we'll go back into our conference and have 6 straight weeks of Florida Atlantic, Tulsa, Florida International, Marshall, East Carolina, and Mid-Tennessee State. And if our season goes as planned, we will be playing in the conference championship in week 15. But I don't expect a lot of big things out of us this year. Our first recruiting class could be a big one, as there is 144 prospects all over the country that have the Saint Thomas Tommies as one of their top 10 destinations for their college careers. Let's head into some of the ones that we are going to go after. The most important position in all of football is quarterback, in my opinion. This guy could be a gem quarterback that's actually achievable for us, because we are his top school at this point. Next to that, we got the best outside linebacker in the country who's got us in his top 5, but we got absolutely no bonus points on him whatsoever. We're still going to go after him. It would be a big stunt. We got Daniel Johnson, the athlete who can play most of all as a receiver, I think, or most probably as a cornerback / middle linebacker. So that would be a great improvement for our team. Center TJ Mann looks to be almost a gem, who is a 73 overall center. Absolutely someone we can use at this point because our center is like a 60 rated. We're going to go after more quarterbacks in Jack Jones with the awesome name, decent throw power, and still some ability to move. Cornerback Oliver Williams will also be one of the top prospects in this class with 94 speed. And Will Sharp will be a freshman wide receiver. We're going to have to address the wide receiver position because after this year we have 2 seniors and a bunch of walk-ons. So that's the players I'm going to try and sign in the beginning. That's all we had to do this episode. If you liked it, please leave a like. And if this is a series that you would like to follow, for example, when we take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers in next episode, this might be a great moment for you to subscribe to the channel. My name is The Glue Guy. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you had just as much fun watching it. Have a great day. Bye guys.